To understand my plea, you need to watch this video to the very end. It's very important. You can make a difference to the future of our children and the heritage of our children. Good morning, good morning, good morning. When I made this video, most of you were still sleeping. This is Petrus without Pardet, your morning beach walk video.
You show up thirsty, staring at me like I can do something for you. You lick your lips, you think you're slick. You stalk like I'm a piece of meat. You're trying out and showing off. So flashy, don't do jack for me. You're such a troll, out of control. I wish I could just hit delete. Why you gotta ruin this for us? Spoil the fun, just be done. I have seen enough to call your bluff. Oh, didn't come here for you. Mood, you killing the mood. Oh, you being so rude. Get out of my way.
Gullies in abundance. St Lucia Estuary Beach, right opposite the boardwalk on sunrise. Every time me and Pardet walks through this park, I remember St Lucia not too long ago, about 36 years ago. Everything was bush. There was no development. There was very few houses. When we came here in 1969, there was very few businesses in the main street. The main street, I still rode on a bicycle when it was a dirt road. But they're just enjoying the wide open spaces that is still available in St Lucia. Very few places. I'm telling you this, it's one of these days is my birthday. And I can't get enough of these together to spend my birthday with my family. This is, once you break it, it starts disappearing. Every time you buy something, your money becomes less and less until you've got half left of what you had. You don't necessarily spend it on luxuries. You buy food for your dog, you buy medicine for yourself. Every time you look, you've got less money. Now why am I telling you this? Because this is exactly what happened to me. Many years ago, my father was one of 7 members sitting on the board of St Lucia, deciding what is the best way for St Lucia forward. And as a youngster, I fought with him because the town council wouldn't give more properties, put more properties on the market, so us youngsters can buy these properties. St Lucia was a playpen for all of us, our dogs, our children. It was wide open spaces, full of beautiful trees, loads of birds and plenty fruit to eat from the trees. So well versed in nature as a youngster, purely by experience, accidental experience. I could tell you which of these monkey apples you could eat and which would make beautiful trees like this Natal mahogany. Then one day the town council decided they're going to put up the open properties on auction. So happy. As a young, inexperienced businessman, I had the opportunity to invest my money into one of these properties that I believed from my heart was going to be worth millions of rand one day. This used to be the St Lucia municipal offices. Yes, we eventually became a municipality. And as the town grew, property taxes got more expensive. And as property taxes got more expensive, it didn't make sense to keep the property anymore. So what happened? Property before I could build a house on it, raise my kids on it, or leave it for inheritance for my children. I believed that I can use the money to make more money, to buy more property. But I was young and I was inexperienced. It didn't work out that way. Just like every young person, I believed in technology. I fought hard for the cell phone tower. I negotiated the deal with Vodacom in the municipality to get the cell phone tower. St Lucia Wetland Park used to be accessible to everybody, rich or old, young or poor. Everybody could afford to have a holiday in the greater St Lucia Wetland Park at some point in the 3 years. I spent the remainder of the money that I had left of my property to keep St Lucia open and affordable for all South Africans. It doesn't matter how hard I fought to keep St Lucia affordable and fair for everybody. Modernity took over. Companies came to St Lucia that had more money than I did. They overrun St Lucia. They took over St Lucia. What I'm trying to give to you in the description of this video is all the details that you need to help to fight for St Lucia. Open the estuary, keep the sacred hunting grounds, keep nature as it is, and not for modernity to take it over, so that we can keep it for the prosperity of our children. Financial year of 1996, 1997, 1997 and 1998, the difference between formal trade and informal trade was this. The formal trade was officially 75 million rand per annum for St Lucia. Yeah, I know it doesn't sound like a lot of money. Back then, you could buy something with 10 rand. Much more than you can buy today with 50 rand. Beach driving was allowed, and most of conservation was funded out of the fishing permits and the beach driving permits. Yes, Natal Park Sport initiated those permits to fund conservation in our lovely wetlands park, the Greater St Lucia Wetlands Park. This used to be the Estuary Hotel. A lot of memories was made here. It had a huge swimming pool. And it was cheap accommodation. It later became the Boma Hotel. And after the Beach Ban Act, it was demolished. Not enough people came to St Lucia anymore to sustain many of the small businesses that was affordable businesses. Currently they're trying to modernize the Boma, but COVID hit and the foreigners abandoned us for over 2 years. This is St Lucia's informal market. Back in 1996, 97, 97, 98, the informal trade of the region, not this market only, the region, was 65 million rand per annum. A little bit shy of the 75 million rand per annum of the formal trade, but very close. If the informal trade had to pay VAT, they might have reached the 75 million rand annual turnover as well. This place was packed with handmade curios, baskets, wooden carvings, little tin cars. Everything that the holiday maker could spend its money on was packed in this trade area, informal trade area. Lucia modernized a lot, but the poor didn't become richer. New money came into town and the old residents disappeared and moved away. If you're still watching the video, remember All the information that you need to make a difference is in the description of this video. The email addresses, the telephone numbers, everything is there. This video gives you a broad oversight of how to write your email. No, you can't write the email. If you're still watching this video, it will give you a lot of information to help you to write a letter that needs to be hand delivered to the address to make a difference. Now, for the past 23 years, I've been fighting to keep St Lucia open and affordable for everybody. Yes, we welcome the tourist. Of course, it's like cream on a chocolate cake. But we need the ingredients to bake the chocolate cake. And that's where the domestic tourists come in. Affordable accommodation, beach driving, education centers for the children. It's not a lot of money because we don't make money out of the children. But it employs a lot of people, it pays for itself, and we teach the children on how to enjoy St Lucia, and not only through the bottle stores.